underpaid, is he? Right? So you're sat there. He may not understand some of the jargon and language used by a chairman, but he understands the end result, which is I want. Right? Because they know what they want. They know what the others are getting paid. It's not a secret what people do. Everybody knows everyone's business. That's why they're all covered head to foot in the same tattoos, because they're all lemmings, right? They follow one another. So here we are, sat here with a player at a certain age that probably needs a bit of support. You don't need a ghastly agent that gets 5-10%. You might need a lawyer that can sit there and hold order. That can sit there with an economic rate that's fair and representative that you might actually be prepared to pay as the player because he's your representative.
I agree. I know what you're saying here, but De Bruyne is not the norm. He's not the norm here. This would be a deal that, as you rightly said, it was pretty easily done.
You'd be surprised. But also, he's not the norm, is he? So when we say, oh, he's not the norm here, well, of course he's not. He's on 385 grand a week and is revered as probably the best midfielder in Europe. So he's not the norm.
But his way of doing it is a way that you guys at the top of football clubs would love it to be done. No, agents not in the equation. Get me the player in here in his own, because I'll get him to agree. I'll get him to agree. And that's not what happened with De Bruyne, but that would happen with others.
If you have a value of this player, most of the time, let's be clear, you're trying to re-sign a player because you want that return from the player because you value him. I valued Andy Johnson because I knew his worth to me, and I knew that he was worth whatever within reason he asked for. So I gave it to him. And in exchange, I got him to sign a longer-term contract, which protected my position as the owner of the football club. Because if I wanted to sell him, I couldn't have my pants pulled down by a club in a year's time because they knew I had a year left on his contract. Right? I thought. So it's not nice for, is it?
But it was an easier deal for you to do because the agent wasn't even in the talks.
Well, I moved the agent out of the equation.
Yes.
But there's a lot of players, and I tell you when they're prepared to do it, when they've woke up, they smelled the coffee, and they realise that 90% of the agents are turgid little wretches that are only out for themselves. So players don't get to that stage. For a period of time, they sit there thinking, player, manager, community over here, football club owner, all not to be trusted. But I pay your wages, all not to be trusted. And over a period of time, relationships build, and they realise as they go through the young part of their 20s that actually that your employer can be trusted. They do look after your best interests. And most of the time, what agents do is create division. Not all of them, but they create division. Watch Riola, trawling or trolling around Europe, trying to find opportunities to move Erling Haaland along with an outcome being as much as benefit for him as it will be for the player, because he'll be looking at how many deals he can pull together. Because that Erling Haaland's going to go somewhere. There's going to be other players involved because people ain't going to want to write out 150, 200 million pound checks in this climate. So you're going to have players moved around. So you're going to get double dipping, left, right and centre, structuring deals. And some may say, well, chapeau, fair play to them. Others like me might say, marginalise them, reduce them, regulate them, take the cost implications away from them, make the players pay for them, and see how much the players want to